Hey friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are subscribed. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. That's what I meant to say. So I am sitting at a playground. My kids are outside playing. My husband is outside with the kids, but it is so cold out there. It's probably not as cold as I'm thinking, but it's super cold and windy. And I have my leather coat, but the wind is just so windy that it's just really cold, and I'm not enjoying sitting out there as much as I would love to sit with my husband. I'm not into cold and windy, and so I just decided to sit in the car. So while I was sitting in the car thinking about it, I thought I would go ahead and make this video that I've been wanting to make for a couple of days now. And it's all about like the home buying process. And I made a video like 2 days ago about the current process we're going through because we had a snag in our home buying process. So anyways, slight backstory. My husband is military. He is in the Marine Corps. He actually retires February 29th. So starting March 1st, he is no longer active duty. So because of that, we are using the VA loan. With the VA loan, you have several different steps that are involved in purchasing a home. And here in Texas, we live in Texas, there is a like 5-step process in buying a house. We have never purchased a home before, so for us it's like a brand new ordeal. Kind of daunting, kind of nerve-wracking, but also fun and exciting at the same time. So the very first thing obviously you want to do is get your pre-approval. You want to know how much you are approved for before you go into house hunting. Because if you don't know how much you are approved for and you go into purchasing a home, and let's say the home is $200,000 and you're like, hey, I want that, let's put in a bid for $190,000. Well, say you don't have great credit or something else is going on, and you come back to the bank and the bank is like, hey, we can only loan you $175,000. You're up a creek at that point. So your seller, since you are the buyer, can't sell you the home. You don't have the funds for it. So anyways, the first thing you want to do is get pre-approved, which in itself was like, for us, it was like a 2-week process. So the lender had to have tax information. They wanted tax documents from 2018 and 2019 because this is 2020 and this is the year that we're purchasing the home in. So they needed 2 different years of taxes. They needed his his current employer, since it was the Marine Corps, and his now current employer, which he works for Lockheed Martin. He needed like pay stubs from the Marine Corps for the last, I think, 3 months. And then he also needed to show like proof that he was hired with Lockheed Martin and proof of basically like his pay, his weekly or monthly pay with Lockheed. So once they got that information, they had to have previous addresses, they had to have social security, they had to have birthdays. There was like a huge list of like 10 different things that they needed to have. And because he is military, he also had to have a form that's called the DD-214, which is what you get the day that you retire. So sorry, my husband is out there sitting underneath the tent and he has my daughter's sweatshirt on his head, and here comes my little boy. So yes, you have to have the DD-214. That basically says, hey, I'm done with the military, I am retired. And then you have to work on your VA benefits, which is a whole other story. I'm not even gonna go into that right now, but you've got to work on your pre-approval. So, and then a pre-approval can really approve you up to who knows how much, depending on your credit and the amount of money you have saved and the amount of money you earn, and all of your debts and assets and everything. So those are all completely confusing things. So my husband told our realtor that our lender, that we do not want to go above a certain amount of money. So he already knew that anything above that amount we didn't want to look at. So after that, we searched for homes. We searched about 25 to 30 homes. And we knew the area that we want to live in. So the strange thing about the area that we're living in now is that they are changing school districts. So starting at the end of this year, all of the school zones will change. So we had to make sure that the section that we are trying to purchase in is still going to go to the school of our choice, basically. Which the houses that we're looking at right now are. In fact, we put a bid on 2 houses. The first one was like totally out of our reach because the person that put in a bid before us actually outbid us, which was fine because that was too much. We didn't want to pay that much, so we didn't. However, that person that put the higher bid in on has to wait to sell their home before they can buy the other house. Anyways, so we went to a different house. We put a bid on that house and we went back and forth on price for a little bit. And then we finally agreed on a price. So what you do, at least here in Texas, is we gave the seller $200 for him to take his house off the market for 1 week so that we could have it inspected and make sure that everything is okay with it. So the house is 14 years old and it does not have a new roof. It has the original roof, which is fine. So we gave them the $200. They came in for the inspection. So the $200 was for the, hey, we're going to take your house off the market for a week, just to kind of say thank you. And then you have to pay for an inspection. And we did a regular inspection, which was for 3,000 square feet and above. And we paid a little over $600. And that included a wood destroying insect inspection, which is what is required for the VA. So it wasn't a big deal. So we paid a little over $600 for that. And this is all cash. You have to have this cash ready to go. So far that is a little over $800 cash out of your pocket. Then after they did the inspection, everything was good. They said the roof looked okay. There was a couple of spots on the roof that needed to be fixed. The sprinkler heads need to be fixed. Some of them are broken. There's some like seals on the bathroom spouts that need to be resealed. The garage needs to be adjusted because like when the garage is coming down, it doesn't stop if you break the seal. The garage doesn't stop if there's something in the way. It just continues to come down. So that needs to be adjusted. Just very minor things. There were a couple of other things like the AC, the air conditioners are original. So they're pretty old. They are 14 years old. So the homeowner, the inspector guy said those needed to be serviced. And then there was one other deal that we had going on. There was a smell in the home. So we are requiring the seller to do like the ozone the ozone cleaner of his house before we close on the home. So he agreed to that. So before we will close on the home, he's got to show proof that he had the service done. I said, otherwise I'm not moving into the house. I will not assume the house if it does not smell good. If I smell anything in the house, the deal is done. So anyways, so then we paid for that. After the inspection was done, we had to pay for an appraisal, which was another $500 cash. This was for the VA. So far, if you think about it, we have put in $1,200, a little bit more than that, 13, a little over $1,300, $1,300. This is just for inspections and putting the home on hold and getting the appraisal. And then we also had to put a 1% we had to put earnest money down. So that is basically like, okay, we want to buy the home. We're going to put down 1% of the selling price just to show you that we have the money and we're ready to purchase. So we gave them that check. They've already cashed that. I'm not going to say the exact amount, but it was a little under $4,000. So they've already cashed that as well. So now we're actually up to a little over $5,000 cash. So then we're kind of at a standstill right now because the home was listed on every website, realtor.com, Trulia, Keller Williams, all of those websites say that the home is 3,588 square feet, which we were fine with. But, you know, we toured the home and we were totally okay with the location, the space, and everything. It has a 3-car garage, so we were really excited about that as well, because there's a lot of hail in this area and we'd be able to store our vehicles in the garage when we need to. Anyways, so what happened is when the appraiser went in to check the home, he did not measure the house at that same measurement. He came in about 400 square feet short. So somehow in the shuffle of selling this home, it was mismeasured by 400 square feet. So as of right now, the inspector said that the home is only 3,011 square feet, which sounds totally reasonable because when you walk in, we were trying to figure out where all this square footage was. We were like, well, maybe it was the garage, but garages are not included in square footage. So, so now we're at a standstill because the seller's agent has been notified that the square footage is wrong, and they had 48 hours to either prove that there was 3,500 square feet, or there is 3,500 square feet, or come back and adjust the price, obviously a lower price, and present it to us. Now, after the first week of having the house off the market, you can't cancel the sale without losing your earnest money, the money that we put in, just under $4,000. However, when you have a hitch like this, if they decide not to come down on the price, we can totally cancel the sale. So we will get our earnest money back. However, we will not get back the $200 that we put to have the house on hold. We will not get back the $600 to have the house inspected, but we might possibly get, no, actually, I think we'll get some of the we'll get some of the inspection money back because they can use that inspection on a future sale. We can claim that with the seller's agent, I believe. I don't know how that works, but we will get our earnest money back, and the appraisal money I think is gone. So at this point, $200 and the, what did I say? 200 plus the appraisal money is gone. So $700 out of pocket. If we have to cancel the sale at this point, it's just kind of gone, unfortunately. But I was telling my husband, I would rather make a $700 mistake than make a household mistake. Because we plan on being in this house for the next 5 to 10 years. So it just depends on how life goes and what happens and, you know, all that fun stuff. So not only that, but if we end up agreeing, excuse me, on a lower price, which hopefully we'll go through, but if it's a lower price, it's going to be like a significantly lower price. It's going to be at least $20,000 less than the original agreed on price. So if we come to an agreement, then we're going to end up paying significantly less than what we originally went in contract for, which is great for us. Our insurance will be lower, so that'll be awesome. If we don't agree on the price, and this is where it's going to get tricky, because they can say, we're not going to go that low. We're not going to sell the house less than this amount of money. If we're thinking it's worth, let's say we think the house is worth $250,000 and they think it's worth $260,000, and we don't want to go above that amount, we're going to cancel. We're going to pull out of the contract, and we're going to start looking for homes once again. But if we get to the end of this with this house, we will still have more expenses out of pocket. I don't remember exactly how much it is because we're waiting on an estimate and all that. But there's still many more expenses that come out of your pocket when you are paying for a home, which is crazy because you never think, with all the people that buy homes, that you're going to pay as much out of pocket as you do. Now, we do have a down payment. As of right now, our down payment, I think, is going to be between 10 and 15%. But then that all has to do with how much we actually end up paying for the house. So that, like I said, it's a whole different ballgame. So when everything is all said and done, we will end up out of pocket close to, I want to say close to $70,000. However, most of the money that we put into it goes towards the price of the house. So it's not like we just lose the money. So the earnest money will go to the house, and what else was it? All of the little things that we're paying for go towards the house. So it's not necessarily a negative thing. But man, I don't remember seeing any kind of video or any kind of research that says, hey, you need to have $15,000 out of pocket to be able to afford this home, for closing costs and realtor fees and taxes and, oh my Lanta, this is an expensive process. And we totally understand that it's an investment, but it's a huge investment. So my son's walking to the car. We're really excited about it. We're ready to do this. And I think he's cold. Are you cold? Kind of? What are you doing? You just get in the car?
Yeah, 20 more minutes left.
Oh, okay. So anyways, this video, I just want to make this video because I did not realize the process that went into buying a home. Like, all of a sudden you just see people on Facebook saying, hey, we bought a house, we closed this day, and so the process that we're going through to buy a home, and I know that there's many people that have already purchased a home before, but we've been married 18 years, we have never purchased a house. So this whole process is daunting. It's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, and now everybody's getting in the car.
Can I have some of your drink?
Here, you want this drink? Let's see. Yeah, here, have this drink.
Okay. Is it full?
Not totally, but there's still some in there.
Thank you.
Brief intermission. So, anyways, so yeah, as soon as we find out about the house and if we're closing on this house or if we're going to a new house, I'm going to keep you guys updated. I do have the other video that explains what's going on with the seller's representative. That's not the word I'm looking for. But yeah, this is an interesting process. We're really excited about it. We're already like planning what we're doing with the house if we get it. If we don't get it, our hearts aren't going to be completely broken. It's just the process of buying a home, and sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's fun. You just kind of have to take the good with the bad, roll with the punches, and hopefully, if this door closes, another one is going to open, and we know that this whole thing is in God's hands. So I'm not going to stress it until we have keys in our hand. I'm not going to believe that the house is sold to us. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions about the house or the process that we're going through, please let me know. Leave them in the comments. I will respond to you. When I get more updates, I will let you guys know. Otherwise, I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this was helpful, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot more videos of house hunting and, you know, empty house tours and furnished home tours and that kind of thing. So don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.